In order to build your self-esteem for yourself, there's a critical thing you have to have. And that thing, you can build it. It's 100% possible. But you also have to be willing to build it, because this thing is respect for yourself. You can't just instantly have all your self-esteem risen from not respecting yourself. Yeah, sure, maybe somebody complimenting you one day might raise your self-esteem a little bit, or maybe pushing a new weight on a bench press might rise your self-esteem a bit. But when it all comes down to a central cause for low self-esteem, it's because you don't have enough respect for yourself. You don't respect yourself enough to stay dedicated to something you want to achieve. You don't have enough respect for yourself to actually get out of bed early and actually go and grind. You don't have that respect for yourself. And if you don't have that respect for yourself, you're not going to have the self-esteem that correlates with it. So if you're looking to build that level of self-esteem, that's what it's going to take. You could have a million people compliment you, millions of people compliment you worldwide. All right? Obviously, that's going to raise your self-esteem, but only for a little bit. The true thing that will keep your self-esteem high for the rest of your life, and obviously there's going to be ups and lows, that's just how it works, but that self-respect. And you know how you get that self-respect? Not just by staying dedicated and staying true to yourself, but being disciplined. Wake up every morning, run, work out, do something that you're going to do every day to improve. That discipline will build your self-respect more than anything else. Once you got this self-respect for yourself, you'll start noticing that your self-esteem starts to rise as well. But a key thing to remember in all of this is self-respect can grow into self-esteem, but it can also grow into something else you don't want it to grow into. It can grow into ego. See, discipline and self-respect is good and all, but it's not good when you choose your respect over the respect of others, because that's how you eventually ruin your image, and then it eventually just destroys your self-esteem. So definitely don't go that direction. If you want high self-esteem, the ladder is literally just discipline on bottom. All right, that's the first block. That's the first step you got to take in order to build your self-esteem. Take that step. Discipline every day. Next step is have the respect for yourself. Notice the impacts that discipline is having on you. That those little improvements, those consistencies, those little benchmarks, those checkpoints that you have for yourself. Like, oh, I finally worked out 10 days in a row. I haven't done that before. Or I finally benched 200 pounds or however much. Just have those little celebrations, right? Don't brag about them either, because that's how you start to branch off in the other direction. But those little victories, they'll boost you, but they'll only boost you for so long. That's why you got to stay disciplined and stay consistent and not let those little wins truly take advantage of you. Because if you do, then you're eventually going to fall into the habit of, oh, I already achieved it, I don't need to go any further. But that's how you fall back into old bad habits, and that's how you ultimately lower your self-esteem. So that's basically the whole guide to fixing your self-esteem up. There's obviously ups and downs every day that you're going to encounter that's going to heighten or lower it. But I say one final thing I want to mention about self-esteem is, do you want to have control over your self-esteem, or do you want others to control it? That's a big factor right there. Who controls your self-esteem? Do you have full control over how you respect yourself and how you discipline yourself, or do you let others decide that for you? And I'm going to tell you this, if you let others decide it for you, you're going to have a whole lot more ups and downs than a normal person. And I'm just saying, you have a higher risk of collapse and just going back and falling back into old habits and completely destroying your self-esteem. So you need to build your foundation on your own self-esteem that you control. And if somebody wants to contribute a bit, put it on. If somebody's got something to say to you negatively that's going to lower your self-esteem, don't let it affect you. Right? Don't take it personal. Taking things personal is one of the biggest things that lower your self-esteem. Once you let somebody's opinion or commentary or whatever it is truly affect you personally, then that's kind of just breaking the whole cycle. If you want to be strong self-esteem wise, you got to be strong with actually taking negativity as well. You got to be able to take that negativity and just let it bounce off you. Because if you don't, and you actually consider it like, this person said I'm this, maybe I really am, that's going to lower it even more than when you initially started. You're going to feel more discouraged, and the worst part about all of that and letting other people's negativity truly get to you when it's coming to self-esteem is once it gets to you, your brain puts it into perspective that, every time I try to improve, people are just going to make fun of me and do all this bullcrap to me and crap all over my name and try to bring me down. And then your brain is rational, right? So it's going to do anything to keep you as comfortable as possible. But you got to go against that. You got to go against your brain and start going with your mind. Because your mind is more powerful than your brain. You might think they're two separate things, but they are two separate things. I don't know why I was about to say that they're not. But anyway, your brain is the mechanics of your brain, right? It's your reactions to things. It's your response if something like triggers a sense or something that releases a whole bunch of hormones and you go into fight or flight. That's the type of brain I'm thinking about. And like thinking about how to solve a solution, that's your brain. But your mind is the insight in your mind. If you let that insight take over the thinking and the reaction and all of this that's going on inside your brain, then you will be able to take on these negative commentaries more better. And that's basically all there is to it. If you want to raise your self-esteem, you just need self-respect. That's about as simple as it gets. Build self-respect by being disciplined. And when you improve, don't let nobody else take you down. And always remember this, all right? If somebody is bringing you down, how are they bringing you down if they're not above you? Somebody above you can never pull you down because they're above you. They only have the capacity to pull you up. Think about that.